Hi there, everybody. It's AJ with the Security Advisor Alliance, and it has come to our attention recently that we needed to add some additional clarification for some of the events or the items on our Converge Tour checklist. So I thought I would go ahead and run through a Converge Tour with you. So if you are hosting one of these workshops for students in your market, you'll have a general idea of everything you need to prepare, everything you need to bring, and then some things to remember when conducting a Converge Tour. So when you are getting ready, some things to prepare, and I will have a checklist with all these things you want to bring with you the day of the event. You're going to want some stick-on name tags and some Sharpie markers to write out names. You want to think through, are you going to have coffee in the morning, which includes cups, sweetener, and cream, along with trash and areas to put those? How are those going to get to the event? You want to make sure you order those ahead of time. Same thing, are you going to have breakfast, donuts, bagels, granola bars, fruit, things like that? Who's going to get those? When are they picking them up? And how are they getting them from the parking lot into the building? Those are important things to remember when you're talking about bottled water, cases of soda, catering, anything else that you're bringing from outside. How are you going to physically get it from the parking lot up to the room, and how are you going to have people help you with that? When you arrive, you want to basically get everything set up. So that includes connecting your computer along with the PowerPoint up to any monitors or TVs that they have in the room. You want to test any audio, so there are a couple of videos in the game. I always encourage people to bring a small Bluetooth speaker to connect to your laptop. That way, if the room itself's audio is not working or if there's technical difficulties, you have the ability to connect there with your own Bluetooth speaker and at least have the videos be heard. And then you'll also want to make sure that you have all of your collateral, which we'll go through a little bit later, set out. You're going to have a huddle in the morning, typically about 15 minutes before the start of your scheduled event. The huddle is an opportunity to bring all of the mentors or the security professionals and the educators that are participating that day together, introduce everybody, move quickly because people have a tendency to kind of give too much of their career backgrounds. Just a quick basic, here's who I am and here's where I work is great. And essentially you're just going to lay the groundwork for what's going to make a successful event, which is, hey, we're here to connect with students. We want to tell them about the career opportunity. If you can share a business card, connect or allow the students to connect with you on LinkedIn, and then just share one or two things that you think would be helpful in finding a career in cyber. If you do that over the course of the day, we're going to win. So if you just set that groundwork in your morning huddle, that helps people really kind of relax a little bit. It's also a great opportunity to introduce everybody, like I said, to thank our sponsors and our host, whoever is having us on their campus, whether it be the high school, a college, or a company. We want to thank our hosts and all of our sponsors that made that day possible. And then this is also a great time to hand out your Capture the Flag helper booklets that we'll talk about a little bit later. So you've arrived, you've got name tags, you've got some refreshments for the morning. Our computer with a PowerPoint is all pulled up. Maybe you've even got a slide advancer. You're connected to audio, and you've introduced all of our mentors and our educators to one another and set the groundwork for the day. We're going to get started with about a 45-minute conversation on the basic principles of cybersecurity. Now, we've provided that PowerPoint for you. We've also got a video on everything that we would typically say during that first 45 minutes, but we really want you to be able to take that and adapt it to your feelings and your experience in the career, and kind of share your company's philosophy on finding a job and what makes cybersecurity exciting. You're going to want to make sure, again, that you're connected to audio or have a Bluetooth, because we do have a couple of videos that play, and I will warn you that the first video at about 2 minutes and 28 seconds, there is a cuss word, so you got to be ready with your slide advancer with that space bar to cut it off. It goes, holy, and you kind of get the idea of what it says from there. We don't have a way to kind of cut that out, so you get the idea of what you need to be prepared for. That's the basic principles of cybersecurity. You've got one or two hosts guiding the conversation, asking questions of the mentors around the room, and guiding the students in that discussion. Once you're done with that first 45 minutes or 1 hour basic principles of cybersecurity, we're going to move into Capture the Flag. You're going to want one computer for every 2 to 3 students. That computer needs Wi-Fi access, so you may need to provide Wi-Fi usernames and passwords if they're bringing computers from off campus. You'll want helper booklets for all of the mentors, so one printed booklet for every mentor. There's about 20 pages front and back, so 38 pages of actual content, but about 20 pages per packet. So if you've got 15 mentors coming, you're talking 400 pages of printing. So prepare ahead of time. We can work with you on getting that done. You will need one packet of game credentials to hand out. So you will need the helper booklets. You'll need one packet of game credentials, which is 10 pages. Those will all be cut out and handed to each team. And then you'll have 12 winners certificates to print. So helper booklets, login credentials, winner certificates. You may want any prizes or kind of swag to give away. And then also confirm with Gary or myself that you're set up for the game to actually run at the time of your event. We need to make sure that the server's running appropriately. You'll play for anywhere between an hour and 2 hours. Those helper booklets will really help any mentors, whether they're technical folks or non-technical folks, work their way through the game. And if you want to get familiar with the game, go watch our video. We have a overview video of the Capture the Flag so you can see the game beforehand. Once you're done playing the game, you're going to announce the winners. You can display the scoreboard up on the front of the room if you'd like, just by playing the game, as any one of the username and credentials will get you into the scoreboard. And then you'll give away the certificates to the winning teams. This is also a great time to ask the students what they learned and what some of the more difficult questions were. You're going to then transition into your career pathways panel. This is when you're going to bring all the mentors up to the front of the room, and each mentor is going to take a couple of minutes to talk about their first job in cybersecurity, what their job was and how they got it. Remember to keep this short. We're talking about what was impactful and fulfilling, not the very technical aspects of the job itself. So remember to keep it short. And then it's basically question and answer time for the students to be able to go back and forth and ask you questions about what languages are important to be learning, what soft skills, what mentors have provided, what clubs they should be participating in to get ready. So finally, you're going to present the ongoing resources. We do that through our website called teampurple.org. No E on the purple. Remember, teampurpl.org. This has a direct link to our digital career guide, but we will also provide you with part of the slide deck has a QR code that will take the students directly to the website and give them access to the career guide. So some things to remember. Events with students never start on time. Build in a buffer. Make sure you've got 15, 20 minutes on the front end or the back end or sometime in the middle of the day to make up that time. Ask your mentors to arrive 15 to 30 minutes early. It's always tough to find your way into new buildings and new places. Traffic does happen. So please do ask your mentors to be there, 15 to 30 minutes before your huddle is scheduled to start. And that will also give you some help to bring in items, get the room arranged, or fulfill any last minute issues that you may need to do. Be flexible, but stay on topic. Students will get really enamored by one particular topic, and then that'll take the entire day off track. So try to stay on the topic of information security, but be flexible enough that if the room is leaning into a particular discussion, you don't need to really be super strict about guiding it away. Just kind of let it happen and then bring it back to something that may be more kind of on topic. Have someone to worry about the lunch or food. You as the host really don't want to be having to make phone calls, use credit cards and things like that in the room. Just have someone that's worried about that, that's not really focused on hosting and moderating the day. Makes things a lot smoother. If you are ordering food, I would highly encourage you to do it the day before, the week before, and then confirm the day of that it's planned to be there, and make sure that you're a little bit flexible because sometimes they do fall behind. Bring friends and colleagues. These events are always better when you have a big group of mentors versus when you're understaffed. So invite your friends, invite the people that are working for your organization or that you've worked with in the past. They're way, way more fun if you do that. Find a way for each mentor to connect with 2 to 5 students. If you do that, you're going to be fine. You don't need to impress the entire room. Just connect with 2 to 5 students and you're going to be great. And we love our careers. Focus on what was fulfilling and what was impactful for your career, not the nitty-gritty detail of specific projects that you've worked on. We all get into the technical details really easily, and what a lot of kids are really focused on is, why is this the job that you should pursue down the road? So those are some of the things to remember. Again, go to the checklist that has everything that you need to bring with you and all the work that you need to do ahead of time to have this be a really fantastic and fulfilling day. And I hope that this was helpful. And if you've got any additional questions, feel free to connect with Gary or myself, and we will fill in all the gaps for you. Thanks so much, and we'll see you at the next Converge Tour event.